Welcome to Christenberry Fieldhouse here on the beautiful campus of Augusta University. It's our pregame show on the Augusta University Athletics Network on YouTube as we are getting set for the beginning of conference play as the Augusta Jaguar women's basketball team getting set to take on Georgia College. I'm Robert Ambrose, joined by Blake Collins here for our pregame special. And Blake, the Jaguars, it's off to a slow start this season. Georgia College is as well, but these are two very young teams that could grow a lot in the coming years as well. The Jaguars this season, interestingly enough, though, 0-3 here at home and 1-0 on the road. What do they have to do to get a home win here today?
One of the things, though, too, is when you speak about the young teams that both these squads have, with Augusta, it's finding chemistry. They're slowly starting to build that rapport. The total points are starting to get closer together. They're starting to find their style of gameplay, come up with chemistry, and be able to put better games out on the court and make these games a lot closer than what they were at the start of the season. With them being a young group on the court as well, it is going to take some time, but you're starting to see the fruition of the chemistry starting to come to fruition a little bit for them. It's going to be a solid test because Georgia College is pretty accurate as well from the two-point land and in the paint. So it's going to be interesting to see also how the defense from Augusta responds to the attack that Georgia College will put out.
Absolutely, and Blake, interestingly enough, in the Jaguars opener, they were absolutely embarrassed by 43 points to Barton on November 9th, 89-46. However, in their other two losses since then, they've lost by 10 and 12, and they beat Payne by 17 in their one win this season. So they've gotten better since that first game, but they still have a long way to go, obviously.
Right, and the accuracy, the shot selection and the accuracy on the offense for the Jags is crucial, as well as ball movement and speed as well. You're starting to see a little bit better shot selection out of the Jaguars, and when they are able to have space and separate themselves from the defenders, they're becoming more accurate from the arc and from the paint as well. So creating space is another crucial element to it, but it would be dependent on how the game plan comes to fruition against a very tight defense of Georgia College as well.
Absolutely. And in that first game, they really struggled from the field. It seemed like they were having good looks, but shots just flat out weren't falling. It just wasn't their day, Blake. But, you know, since then, like you said, if the shot selection does get a little better, maybe the shots will start falling even with some good looks. The shots can start falling, a lot better things, results can happen.
Yeah, and two, it's all about how you set that up too, because if you go with a screen and you go with a pick off of that and then shoot where you have more space and you have a better look at the shot, then 9 times out of 10 the shot that you'll put up will be more accurate. So it's about separation, looks, and then also the conversion on the back end, but it's also about the strategy and how you set up that play to get the best shot available, because with a defense guarding you like we've seen from a little bit from the last team that came in to Christenberry Fieldhouse and how tight that defense was with Benedict coming in. With them being a similar style of defense with Georgia College, it's going to be a critical juncture to see how that separation game works and to see how accurate the Jazz can be going into today's contest, and that may be the difference in the game.
Absolutely. We look forward to bringing this one to you. This is the first conference game of the season. It's also our first game of a doubleheader today as the Jaguar men play their conference opener against Georgia College at 2 p.m. this afternoon. We'll have all the action for you on the Augusta University Athletics Network on YouTube. When we come back, we will give you some scores from around the league. Stay tuned. All right, back at 10 till. All right, so we'll keep this one short, and then John will take it the rest of the way. Welcome back here to Chris and Barry Fieldhouse. I'm Robert Ambrose, joined by Blake Collins here for our pregame special. I'll take a look at some other scores from around the league. As you already know, Georgia College taking on Augusta University beginning in just under 10 minutes. And at 1:30, we have 5 other games getting underway today. Georgia Southwestern across the border taking on USC Aiken. North Georgia takes on Francis Marion. And Young Harris taking on UNC Pembroke. And Clayton State taking on Flagler at 1:30. And final game of today, Columbus State taking on Lander University. And it's just so exciting, Blake. Now all of a sudden, conference play is in full swing starting today.
Absolutely, and with that is going to be stiffer competition, much like you'll see in the championship football games today as well. Because you've got Georgia and Alabama, Ohio State and Northwestern, and Oklahoma and Texas, just to name a few, to start off in football as well. But you talk about stiffer competition. When it comes to conference play, the defenses get tighter, the strategies get more stronger, they become more integral in opening things up. So it'll be interesting to see how the Jags respond here in the conference opener against Georgia College and how this plays out, because not only that, but when you look at it, the top 4 teams host a playoff matchup, so it should be interesting to start this out. But with the competition at bay here with Georgia College, it's gonna be a really good, upstanding game. And when you have the defenses like it is, it should be a really fun game to watch.
It absolutely should. And we mentioned earlier, Blake, here today that shot selection is important, and the Jaguars have gotten better at that as the season has gone on so far. But with the tougher defenses as we get into conference play, shot selection is going to get tougher, and that's a huge key to success in today's game for the Jaguars.
Oh, absolutely. And then not only that, but on the defensive end for the Jags too, to crack down where there have been gaping holes, like transitional play. You would like to see them get better at that. We'll see if Georgia College actually exposes that a little bit here today as well, because Benedict played a fast transitional game, and the Jags, more times than not, oftentimes could not catch up to that style of gameplay when they implemented that. So we'll see how that amps up. But for Georgia College, it's just to throw the Jags off of their style of defense and play the Georgia College game, because if you force the Jags to play the Georgia College style of game, it's not going to be pretty for the Jags.
Absolutely not. And the Jaguars, they fell in the Benedict game 69-57 10 days ago. This is their first game since that time. And by the way, Blake, this is also the Jaguars' last home game of the calendar year 2018. They will not return home again until January 5th, as crazy as that sounds. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll bring you the starting lineups and get this game started here on the Augusta University Athletics Network on YouTube. I'm Robert Ambrose. Stay tuned.
Nobody knows. He asked for both. And unfortunately, they're inside, so there won't be any hooping and hollering.
And it's even if there was outside, it's neutral site, so there's no.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's sort of a neutral site.
So what do you mean sort of?
Well,
It's a pretty neutral site.
It's 70 miles down the road from Athens.
Yeah, but it's not far from Tuscaloosa either. I guess it would be more neutral if it was Georgia Auburn. Welcome back here to Christenberry Fieldhouse as we get closer to tip-off here. I'm Robert Ambrose, and to take you the rest of the way, give you the play-by-play for today's game, here's John Patrick. John,
all right,
take it away.
Thank you, Robert, along with Blake Collins and Robert Ambrose. Welcome again to Christenberry Fieldhouse here on the campus of Augusta University as we've got Jaguar basketball for you this afternoon. We've got a doubleheader. Jags taking on Georgia College as they open up the Peach Belt Conference season for the year. We have the Jags coming into this ball game with a record of 1-3, coming off a 69-57 loss to Benedict back on the 21st, while Georgia College comes into this ball game with a record of 1-5. They have already played a conference game. They are 0-1 in the Peach Belt Conference. We are going to pause for our national anthem. When we come back, we will have the starting lineups for you as the Jags take on Georgia College this afternoon here at Christenberry Fieldhouse. All right, let's go over the starting lineups for this afternoon's ball game, again, between the Bobcats and the Jaguars. First of all, for the Bobcats from Georgia College, head coach Maurice Smith. He is in his 9th season. Jeremy Mayweather in his 4th season as assistant coach. Starting at guard, a 5'5 sophomore from Gainesville, Georgia, number 3, Kristen Copeland. Starting at guard, the 5'6 senior from Marietta, Georgia, number 22, Jasmine McSwain. Starting at guard, a redshirted sophomore, 5'6 from Pearson, Georgia, number 24, Keona Wellesley. Starting at forward, a 5'10 senior from Gainesville, Georgia, number 32, Sydney Cleveland. And starting at forward, a 6'2 senior from Chicago, Illinois, number 33, Aaron Drynan. And now, for the Jaguars, who come into this ball game with a record of 1-3, Millette Green in her 2nd year. Lauren Johnson, her second year as an assistant coach, along with LaRon Freeman, Kevin Kenny, Renwich Lee, LaToya Terry, and Tanisha Campbell. For the Jags, starting at guard, the 5'7" freshman from Valdosta, number 2, Asia Harrison. Starting at guard, the 5'5" freshman from McDonough, Georgia, number 3, Kiara Howard. Starting at forward, the 5'11" senior from Ackworth, number 11, Brianna Middleton. Starting at guard, the 5'7" junior from Newport News, Virginia, number 15, Cameron Wilson. And starting at forward, the 5'10" freshman from Decatur, number 21, Kaylin Jackson. As Coach Green continues to try and find the team that works, the system that works, the starting 5 that take her through most of the year.
Don, I mentioned in this game, shot selection is important for the Jaguars. They've gotten better so far as the season has gone on. With the tougher defenses in conference, that's going to become a more important key for success here today.
Jags in the home white, Bobcats in green. Jags moving from right to left on your screen, and we are underway. Jags with the basketball, swing it left. And they bring it inside. Brianna puts it up and scores the first 2.
And right away she gets the important shooter's role on that one to get the Jaguars off to a perfect start in this one.
Jags down the court. Wilson. They swing it back out to Kiera, who gets it to Asia. Asia inside to Brianna. We've got our first whistle and our first foul.
Interestingly enough, the Bobcats are one of 2 teams that have already played a conference game in the Peach Belt Conference this season, as the Bobcats fell to USC Aiken in their conference opener, and it's interesting to see how that one game under the belt affects them compared to the Jaguars, who are playing in their conference opener here in this one.
Yep. Here come the Bobcats. And we're going to have our first foul on the Jags. That's going to be on Kiera Howard. Her first. Team's first. Does send the Bobcats to the line. Kiona Wellesley, the sophomore from Pearson, at the line. Makes the first. Misses the second. Brianna pulls down the rebound. Gives it to Kiera, who brings up the right side. Cameron back out to Asia. She drives in the lane, goes up in the air without a plan, turns the ball over. Ball almost stolen away. Ball scrum for the basketball. The Jags come away with it.
Beautiful defense on the double team, forcing the turnover inside.
Kiera with the basketball now. Sets up the offense. Swing it left to Cameron. Back up top of the key to Asia. Now they go right. Cameron swings it back out. 5 on the shot clock. Kiera drives in the lane. Puts up the shot. Does not go. Bobcats back up the court. Copeland gets it over to McSwain. McSwain for 3, no good. We're going to have a foul, I believe, over the back is going to be called on Kiona Wellesley. That is her first, and that is the team's first. Kiera crosses midcourt. Sets up the offense, swings it right to Asia. Asia goes baseline, brings it back out. Inside to Brianna. Brianna turnaround, no good. Drinan with the rebound. Try to get it inside to Drinan, and she's double teamed and the ball stolen away. Asia loses the handle, And we're going to have a foul called on Copeland. That will be her first. That will be the team's second. And that will send Asia to the line, shoot a pair.
Well, the Jaguars early on, they're on offense, they're attacking the basket very well, trying to get it inside, and so far so good.
So far, first free throw is good.
And as a result so far, what they've done is they've forced the Bobcats inside to be more physical on them, and that puts them at the free throw line for more opportunities.
Jags up 4-1. Bobcats with the basketball now. Wellesley. They swing it to the left side. The three there is good from the left side for Sydney Cleveland. Shot that from Cleveland.
It's a long shot.
4-4. Brianna challenges Drinan, dishes it back out. Asia drives in, does not get the roll. Drinan, Cleveland pulls down the rebound. Try it again. Short, front of the rim, no good.
That shot, that time it was a little bit rushed, and that affected the timing, of course, on that one.
Mallory Myers in the game for the Jags. Here's Mallory there. Back out to Kalen. Now to Cameron. Swing it right to Asia. Under 10 on the shot clock for the Jags. Mallory pops the three. Back of the rim, no good. Bobcats pull down that rebound. And ball is lost out of bounds by Harper Vick. Sydney Graydon checks in for the Jags. Long three by Asia, no good. Bobcats with the basketball. They swing it back out top of the key, and we're going to have a travel. Travel called on Jasmine McSwain. Turnover for the Bobcats. Olivia Swanston checks in for the Jags. So Olivia there with the basketball, left side. Picks up her dribble, goes inside to Sydney. Sydney dishes it back out. Mallory tries driving down the lane, loses the handle. Turnover Jaguars. We've got our media timeout. 4:58 to go. First quarter, it's 4-4. Back to Christenberry Fieldhouse. Bobcats with the basketball. We're 4-4 here midway through the first quarter. They get it inside, double teamed and back out into the corner. And Vick loses it off her leg, out of bounds, turnover Bobcats. Kind of a slow start at 4-4. Halfway through the first quarter. Sydney with the basketball now. Will swing it right. Mallory looks inside. They've got 7 on the shot clock. Cameron goes top of the key, gets double teamed. Now they've got 3 on the shot clock. Shot is up and misses everything. Bobcats up the court. Vick with the basketball. Goes inside, nice pass, nice play, nice 2 for Dale Attaway.
Well, the defense is really stepping up early and are ready to play here in the conference opener. And I mentioned how tough the defenses can be at this time of year, and it's shown so far.
Inside to Sydney. Sydney spins, puts up the shot, can't get that to fall. Vick swings it into the corner. That shot for 3 hits the front of the rim, side of the rim, no good. Shot up, does not fall. Vick with the basketball, quickly up the court. Long pass, laid up, no good by McSwain. Mallory with the ball, gets it to Kiera, over to Olivia. Back to Cameron. They go inside. Sydney drives on her player, puts up the shot. That one falls. Sydney Graydon with their first 2. Back out to McSwain. Back to Vick. Vick goes inside. Shot is blocked and out of bounds. It'll stay Bobcat basketball. Wholesale changes for the Jags. Asia's back in. Brianna is back in. And Kaylin is back in. Vick with the basketball. Dishes it off. Drive down the lane, no good. Brianna pulls down that rebound. Mallory goes right side. Kiera swings it back out. We're going to have a travel called on Kiera. Turnover for the Jags. .220 to go, first half. First quarter, just 6-6. Copeland gets it to Vick. Vick drives down the lane. Left-handed layup is good. Cameron Wilson will check back in for the Jags. Olivia goes inside to Brianna. Brianna cross court to Mallory. Mallory into the corner to Asia. She drives down the lane. No foul. Cannot make the basket. Bobcats with the basketball. Into the corner again for 3. And again, good. And we've got a timeout. 92 seconds to go, first quarter. And the Bobcats have opened up an 11-6 lead. Jags basketball, down 5, 92 seconds go, first quarter. 5 unanswered points by the Bobcats. Mallory with the basketball, swings it right. Get it back to Asia, now back to Mallory on the right side. Under 10 on the shot clock. Travel called on Cameron.
And the Jaguars, the fundamental lesson here is when you're trying to dish it outside, you just got to be careful with the steps. And they have to work on the timing a little bit. And that's hurt them the last couple possessions that have resulted in turnovers that have contributed to the Bobcats' 9-0 run.
Vic with the basketball. Drive down the lane, out of bounds, turnover as Wellesley got up in the air and had nothing to do with it when she got up in the air. Cameron, left side, swings it back to Asia, top of the key. She looks inside, and now they swing it right. Now they get it inside to Brianna, who's double-teamed immediately. Back out. Mallory's 3 will not fall, and Brianna commits that foul. That'll be the second foul on the Jags. First foul on Brianna. Hard time getting it in. They do. Vic has the ball taken away by the Jags.
And that was very close to an over and back on the takeaway, but a very good job by the Jaguars to get it across just in time on the takeaway.
Foul's going to be on the Bobcats. Third team foul. That was on Wellesley. She takes a seat, her second foul. For 3, good for Asia. Ball is lost. Not much time. Jags just got to throw it up there. And it's going to go out of bounds with 1 tick of the clock left. And that's going to be your quarter. We played 1, and the Bobcats lead the Jags 11-9. Back at Christenberry Fieldhouse on the campus of Augusta University, getting ready for the second half. Some first half stats for you. Bobcats were 4 of 10 for 40%. 2 of 4 shooting threes, made their first and only free throw. Jags 3 of 14 from the field, 1 of 7 shooting threes. They made both of their free throws. 11-9 first quarter. Vic drives the lane, too hard. Kiera comes down with that rebound. Over to Mallory, right side. Back up top of the key to Asia. Looking inside. Now they swing it right. Jags 10 on the shot clock. Shot Got the three. Good again for Asia.
So far, it's a game of runs. The Bobcats had the 9-0 run in the first quarter, and now the Jaguars on a 6-0 run to retake the lead. And a full court press to keep the momentum going.
And they get the ball over with a second to spare. Driving all the way down the lane. The follow-up is no good. Bobcats retain possession. McSwain drives down the lane and cannot convert. Asia drives all the way. Draws the foul. She will go to the line. First team foul of the second quarter will send Asia to the line. Foul was on Kenyatta Storms. Asia makes the first free throw. Kenyatta sits, and Kristen Copeland is back in. And Sydney Cleveland is back in for the Bobcats. And Asia makes them both. Jags applying some pressure. And they get it to Vick. Vick crosses midcourt. Turnaround, score the basket for Aaron Drinan, 6'2" senior from Chicago. Inside to Brianna, she can't get it. Drinan picks her pocket. Vick back with the basketball now. Harper spins in the lane. Passes inside. I think that surprised Drinan. Asia up the court. Dishes off. Little, oh yes, score the basket for Kiera Jackson. Again, little pressure by the Jags. Cross midcourt with a couple of seconds to spare. They dish off. Into the lane. Gets the roll. Jasmine McSwain. Cameron gets it over to Kalen. They go inside to Brianna. Brianna immediately triple teamed. Back out to Mallory, whose shot is no good. Reach in foul, I believe, on Mallory. Not a foul. Jags make some wholesale changes. Back out to Kalen. Kalen gets it to Asia. Inside to Brianna. Brianna spins and gets the roll. Ball's thrown away. Brianna comes up with it. Jags up the court. Asia drives down the lane, dishes off, traveled before doing that. Dale Attaway back in for the Bobcats. Attaway with the basketball there. We're going to have a whistle and a foul, I believe, on Kaylin Jackson. Her first foul on the Jags in this quarter. Jags up 18-15. First conference game for the Jags, second conference game for the Bobcats. They lost their first one. That does not fall for McSwain. And Asia with the basketball now. Asia fires the three again and again. Good. 3 threes for Asia. And she's got 13 points. Into the corner. Right side three, no good. Follow up is going to be good. I think we're going to score that basket and get the +1. As Attaway will go to the line. Bobcats want a timeout. 5:57 to go, second quarter. Jags up 21-17. Back at Christenberry Fieldhouse, 5:57 to go in the first half. Jags up 21-17. This is the only game the Jags have here at Christenberry this month. The men will be here Thursday for the education game at 11, but that's it for December here at home for the Jaguars.
That's 11 a.m.
Yes.
On a Thursday morning.
Yes. With about 2,500
you seem
school
excited.
kids. Yes. Loud, but it's fun. It's fun.
Absolutely. For the men, it'll be a non-conference game against Emmanuel. The women, however, will be on the road at Queens College on Wednesday night.
Bobcats will inbound. Trying in with they dish it off now. Drive down the lane, down the right side is Shea Tarver, and Shea is fouled. It's on Sydney Graydon, her first, team's fourth. Tarver at the line, shooting a pair. First one falls. And the second one falls. Ellery brings it across midcourt for the Jags. Gets it to Cameron. Now they swing it right side to Asia. Asia with 13 on the afternoon. Left side three is too hard. Everything is missed. Bobcat up the court quickly. McSwain was too far under the basket. Cameron comes back with that rebound and back up the court. Asia gets it, gets pickpocketed. Drive down the court. Nice play, almost converts for Jasmine McSwain, but she is fouled. Fifth team foul, so Bobcats are now in the bonus for the rest of the quarter. McSwain will be shooting two. And gets the first one to fall.
It's the fifth Jaguars team foul this quarter. The Bobcats so far with only one, so they have quite a lot of room to work with.
McSwain makes the second one. And we're tied at 21. Asia with 13 points and the basketball. Gets it to Cameron. Cameron swings it back top of the key. Mallory drives baseline. Really nowhere to go. Dishes it back out to Sydney. Under 10 on the shot clock. Driving down the lane. No good. Bobcats up the court. Carver dishes off. And nice drive in there by Jasmine McSwain. She's got 6 on the afternoon, and now the Bobcats are back in front. Asia goes back inside to Sydney. Sydney with the turnaround, not hard enough. Nothing but Bobcats under the rim. They dish it down. McSwain again is fouled by Asia. That will be Asia's first foul. But it will send the Bobcats back to the line as they're in the bonus. Jasmine McSwain at the line. Senior from Marietta makes the first. Brianna Middleton back in for Sydney. And Aaron Drynan, 6'2" senior from Chicago, back in for the Bobcats. McSwain's second one is short, but the Bobcats pull down the rebound. The 3 there hits the back of the rim, no good. And this time Mallory has it. Mallory tries sending up the offense. Jags get it all started with just about 10 on the shot clock. Jalen goes inside to Brianna, who puts up the shot that's short, no good. Tarver with the rebound. And Tarver goes back up the court and takes the shot, no good. And Jalen pulls down that rebound, comes up left side. She takes the shot. The 16-footer hits the back of the rim, no good. Tarver wants McSwain to come around. McSwain does, comes top of the key. Back to Tarver. Go inside to McSwain. Again, guarded by Mallory, but McSwain scores the basket. Bobcats up 5 now. 2.5 to go in the half. Jalen with the basketball. Gets it out to Asia. Another 3. Yes.
Easy, good ball movement, and a perfect shot selection for the open look.
16 points. First half, Asia Harrison.
She's just a freshman and one of the bright spots on this young team.
Yeah. Trying him with the basketball, gets it over to McSwain. They swing it left to Tarver. She can come back top of the key. Goes inside, dishes off. Nice play. Score the basket for Aaron Drynan. Asia with the basketball now, and 16 of the Jags' 24 points. Loses the handle, ball's out of bounds. Batted away by the Bobcats. Vick will check back in for the Bobcats, and Olivia Swanston will check back in for the Jags. Sydney Cleveland back in for the Bobcats. Jags have 13 on the shot clock. Asia takes it all the way back out by midcourt. Drives down the lane, gets it batted away by Dryden. Vick with the basketball. Gets it over to McSwain, who drives uncontested down the left side and scores the left-handed layup. And the Bobcats are up 6 with a minute to go. First half. Brianna just goes on in there and loses the handle. Now it's Mallory's turn. She dishes back out. Long three. That's going to be no good. McSwain with the basket. They go left side. That's partially blocked. Dryden picks it back up and scores the basket. 6 points for Aaron Dryden. Now an 8-point Bobcat lead. Mallory comes right. A whistle and a foul on the play. I believe it's going to be on the Jags. Don't know who. It's on Brianna Middleton. It is Brianna's first foul. Vic with the basketball. Last 4 seconds of the quarter. Somebody's going to put it up. McSwain drives, puts up the shot, doesn't get it to roll. And we'll go to the locker rooms with your score. The Bobcats 32 and the Jaguars 24. And welcome back to Christenberry Fieldhouse on the campus of Augusta University, along with Robert Ambrose, Blake Collins. I'm John Patrick. We're at halftime of our game this afternoon. Bobcats lead the Jaguars 32-24. We've got some first half stats. First of all, for the Bobcats, they are 12 of 29 from the field for 41%. They are 2 of 7 shooting threes for 29%. They are 6 of 8 from the free throw line, 75%. Jaguars, 8 of 27 from the field for 30%. 4 of 13 shooting threes for 31%. They have, however, made all 4 of their free throws. Jasmine McSwain leads the Bobcats with 11 points. Erin Drinan has 6. Dale Attaway with 4. Sadie Cleveland with 13. Sydney Cleveland with 3. Sadie Cleveland with 3. Sydney Cleveland with 3. Harper Vick with 2. Shay Tarver with 2. Keona Wellesley has 1. Asia Harrison leads the Jags with 16 points. Brianna Middleton with 4. Sydney Graydon with 2. Kaylin Jackson with 2. And that is it, just 4 Jags scoring the 24 points, but that's partly because Asia has 16 of them as we get set for the second half. Jags will inbound to start the second half. Okay. Asia has taken the headband off, not helpful to the announcing crew. Cameron will inbound. Give it to Kiara. I'll get you to Asia, I'm sorry. It was the headband thing. Up for 3, no good. Fight for the rebound. And the Jags come away with it. Kiara with the basketball. Gets it back out. Kaylin. Brianna with about the 15-footer. That's no good. And the Bobcats have the basketball. Bobcats right side. That shot taken by Tarver is good. Shay Tarver with the basket for 3. And the Bobcats are now up 11.
This was a 2-point game shortly before the end of the first half, and now the Bobcats have gone on another run here.
Jags try to answer, and that ball falls for Kiara Howard. Wellesley tried. I think Drinan thought she was going to take the shot, and she ends up passing to Drinan. She was not ready for that pass. And it's a turnover for the Bobcats.
In this game, the Bobcats have gone on 2 9-0 runs. The Jaguars responded well the first time, and now they're in another hole here.
Down by 9. See how they respond. Cameron with the basketball right side, goes top of the key. Now they swing it left. Kiara thinks about the 3. Drives into the lane, picks up the dribble, back out to Cameron, 10 on the shot clock. She loses the handle, but scrum for the basketball. And the Jags come away with it, got to put it up. Cameron is called for 3 seconds on the Jaguars.
No basket, 3 seconds.
Player that was on the floor, scrumming for the basketball, called for the 3 seconds. Going to have a whistle. A little slow to get up is Wellesley. She commits the foul. Third team foul, so she will probably sit. Kristen Copeland back in the game for the Bobcats. She started the game for the Bobcats. Drive down the lane, shot taken, score the basket. And +1 for Kiera Howard. Shea Tarver commits that foul, her first, team's second. Kiera at the line, makes the free throw. Jags scrap back to within 6, and they apply some pressure. Bobcats break the pressure, dish it off to Drun, who scores the basket. Kiera with the basketball now. They go inside to Brianna. Brianna spins around, cannot complete. The follow-up will not go. Cleveland the rebound. All the way in, no good. Drynan pulls that down. Batted out by the Jags. It'll be Bobcat basketball. Bobcats will inbound. Partially blocked by the Jags. Quickly up the court. Nice pass to Brianna, and she converts. Good pass from Kiera Howard. Again, the Jags apply the pressure. See how the Bobcats respond to that. Copeland with the basketball now. Get it over to Drynan. McSwain back inside to Drynan, off her fingertips. Jag ball. Kiera over the basketball. They come left. Cameron drives in the lane. Back out to Kiera. Kiera shoots the 3 and makes it. She's got 8, and they're within 3. Again, applying the pressure. Bobcats get it across midcourt. Drynan was wide open. The shot is taken and no good. Drynan pulls down that rebound, dishes it off. To back out to Copeland. Drynan now outside the yard. Gets it to McSwain. And we're going to have a foul on the Jags, I believe. It's on Cameron Wilson. Second foul on Cameron. First team foul of the third quarter for the Jags. Harper Vick back in the game for the Bobcats. They do get a new shot clock. Harper almost loses the handle. Swain looks inside for Drynan. Back out to Vick. 7 on the shot clock. And Jag touched it as it was going out of bounds. Attaway checks back in for the Bobcats as Drynan gets a breather. 5 on the shot clock. Not much time. Got to get it in first. Vick drives down the lane. Double dribbles. Turnover for the Bobcats. Drive down the lane. And going to have a foul on the Bobcats. We've got our media timeout. 4:59 to go, third quarter. Bobcats lead the Jags, but only by 3. .459 to go, third quarter. Jags scrapping back, now just down 3, 37-34. Asia will go to the line. 16 points on the afternoon, none though in the second half. Gets her 17th point of the afternoon. And does not get the second one to fall. The officials confer, they give it to the Jags. Now we've got another whistle and a confab. Not sure this official saw it that way, but yes. Okay, here we go. Asian, double teamed, traveled. And it took a little hop. Again, Jags with the pressure, which has served them well this quarter. And now we've got a foul. It's going to be on Asia. It's going to be her second. Second foul of the quarter for the Jags. Vick gets it across midcourt. Oh, that's going to be an offensive foul on Harper Vick. First foul on Vick, fourth team foul. Kiera with the basketball, goes inside. Brianna throws up the shot that doesn't fall. Vick on the rebound. Quick pass inside to Vick. Nice play. Yes. Score the basket for Harper Vick. And she has 4. First basket in a while for the Bobcats. Got a whistle and a foul. Going to be on the Jags. Bobcats get it inbound. Jags press. They get it across midcourt to Attaway. Attaway gets it back in the hands of Vick. Good quarter so far for the Jags. Gotten themselves back in this ball game. Drive by McSwain, the little turnaround. That's going to be a foul on the Jags. It'll send Attaway to the line.
Fouls on the Jaguars, number 21, Kaylin Jackson. That's her third.
Foul was on Kaylin Jackson, her third foul. Team's fourth. It does send Jasmine McSwain to the line. Where she misses the first one. Mallory Myers checks back in. Kiera Howard takes a seat. And she makes the second and a whistle. Jalen Altman checks back in for the Jags. And with the Bobcats, want a timeout. 3:25 to go, third quarter. Bobcats up 5. .326 to go, third quarter. Jags find themselves down 5. Got the basketball. Now the pressure being applied by the Bobcats, and the Jags get it across with about a second to spare. Long, high arcing three finds the bottom for Asia. She's got 20 on the afternoon. Nice play there by the Bobcats. Score the basket for McSwain.
And that's an area in this game where the Bobcats have absolutely dominated, now winning the points in the paint battle 18-2 after that layup.
Cameron, she fires the three too hard. Brianna tries getting the rebound, does not. That's going to be a foul there on Mallory.
There are several stats that also pop out to you that the Bobcats are really dominating in, and it's hard to tell which one is the exact difference. And the Jaguars only trailing by 4, but they, like I said, the Bobcats have dominated points in the paint. The bench has dominated this game as well, outscoring the Jaguars 16-2, and Bobcats shooting slightly better from the field as well here in this one.
Vic makes the first free throw. She's got 5. And makes them both. Bobcats up by 6 again. Jags had gotten to within 3. It has still been a decent quarter for the Jaguars. Now, hang on for the last 2.5 of this quarter. They can hang on to the basketball. Jalen has it. They dish it inside to Brianna. Immediately double teamed, and a charge on Brianna Middleton. That'll be her second foul.
I think one of the things that have kept the Jaguars in this game and have helped them battle back from giving up 2 9-0 runs in this game. They've done well with points off turnovers. That's a battle they've been winning, 16-7 so far. So they've been able to capitalize off some opportunities.
Vick with the basketball crosses midcourt. Mallory guards her. And we got a whistle. Age commits that foul. I think that's 3 on Asia. She will sit. Olivia will come back in. First free throw is good. Second one, not good. Mallory with the basketball now. Jags have to tighten this up before the end of the quarter. Olivia has not yet taken a three. Get it inside to Brianna. Brianna goes back out. Jalen drives, spins, no good. Brianna pulls down that rebound into the corner. That shot is blocked. Fight for the basketball. And I believe we're going to have a foul. Foul was on Kristen Copeland. Jalen Outman will go to the line. And makes the first. Shea Tarver back in for the Bobcats. And Jalen's second one falls. Jags back to within 5 now. Again with the pressure. Bobcats get it across midcourt. Right side to Vick. Back up top of the key to Tarver. Right side again to Vick. She pops the three. No good. Jalen pulls down that rebound for the Jags. Inside to Brianna. Brianna with a nice catch. Turnaround. Can't get it to fall. And the Bobcats are back up the court. Going to have a foul on Mallory. That'll be Mallory's second foul. Bobcats are in the bonus. First free throw is good for Tarver. And the second one is good. Up to a 7-point Bobcat lead now. Last minute of the quarter. Jalen from the free throw line. Misses everything. Bobcats quickly up the court. Vick drives in the lanes. Little underhanded shot. Scores the basket, and now it's up to a 9-point lead, just what the Jags did not need to happen here at the end of the quarter. Inside to Brianna. She turns around, left-handed, good. Bobcats holding for the last shot. 10 seconds in the quarter. Tarver, right side. Passes to Vick. Vick goes into the corner for three. That misses everything, and that's the quarter. We played 3, and the Bobcats lead the Jags 49-42. Back at Christenberry Fieldhouse, getting set for the fourth and final quarter here this afternoon. So far through 3 quarters, Bobcats 17 of 39 from the field for 44%. The Jags just 14 of 43 for 33%. Bobcats 3 of 10 shooting threes. Jags 6 of 18 shooting threes. Bobcats have made 75% of their free throws. The Jags 89% of their free throws. Asia Harrison leads all scorers with 20 points on the afternoon. Scrum for the basketball. It goes to the Jags. Kiera with the basketball now, back in the game for the Jags. Gets it over to Olivia. Inside to Brianna. That's obviously what they want to do. Brianna cannot convert. Ball batted away from Brianna, out of bounds. Bobcat basketball. Again, pressure applied, but the Bobcats break it, get it across midcourt. Inside to Dryden. Dryden cannot convert. Bats it away. The Jags come away with it. Jalen now brings it across midcourt. Kiera goes right to Olivia. Olivia inside, does not fall for Kiera. And Vic comes away with it. Shot is taken. Score the 3 from the right side for Sadie Cleveland, the sophomore from Gainesville. And they're back up 10. Trying to look inside for Brianna. Kiera drives in the lane, scores the basket. 10 points for Kiera Howard. The full court pressure that was giving the Bobcats problems at the start of the third quarter, they seem to have rectified. And we've got a whistle and a foul on the Jags.
If you're the Jaguars, you have to figure out a way to reverse that if they want to have a chance to come back and overcome this deficit in this game. Got to be able to force turnovers. You can't rely on Georgia College to miss their shots.
Vic with the basketball now. That shot taken there by Dryden from the free throw line is no good. Howard drives, puts up the shot, no good. Dryden pulls down that rebound, gets it to McSwain. And Vic will cross midcourt with it. McSwain drives down the lane, no good. Olivia comes up the court with the basketball, dishes off, ball is stolen away by Vic. Vic down the court quickly, nice pass to Tarver, who cannot convert. Dryden from about 10 feet can. Back to a 10-point Bobcat lead. 7 to go in the ball game. Going to be a foul on the Bobcats. Sadie Cleveland committing that foul. That is her first. Second team foul. Asia's back in. Olivia Swanston will sit. Inside to Brianna. Brianna backs up on Dryden and scores the basket. 10 points now for Brianna. Third Jag in double figures. McSwain loses the handle. Brianna comes away with it, gets it to Asia, right side, cross court. And a foul is going to be on Cleveland.
That was not exactly a hard foul, but she went down hard on that one as she was hit in the air. And that's usually how that ends.
Kiera gets back up, makes her way to the line.
And these are huge free throws for the Jaguars to start to chip away, and that needs to start now if they want to pull this off. And overcome this 8-point deficit, 6:37 to go here in this one.
Kiera with 10 points on the afternoon. And the freshman from McDonough. Misses that. Vic with the basketball. Cleveland from the right side. That was no good. The officials confer, and it goes to the Bobcats. Bobcats will inbound. Trying top of the key, gets it back out to McSwain. And we're going to have a reach-in foul on the Jags. Going to be Kalen Jackson.
And you can't have those because you still have several fouls to give before the bonus, and when you do that, you give the Bobcats a chance to take extra time off the clock, and time's valuable when you're down 8.
Down 8 with about 6 to go.
And obviously it's still a little early to start putting the Bobcats at the line, if you know what I'm saying.
Yet another foul on the Jags. This one will... That 2 is on Caleb. And she has fouled out, I believe. The bench, I thought that the scoring table said that was the 5th, so she has fouled out. Sydney Graydon will check in. Jags bench kind of looked like they didn't know that was her 5th foul. Ball stolen away by the Jags. Kiera Howard up the court quickly. Time is of an essence. Brianna spins back out. Jags down to 12 on the shot clock. Kiera drives in the lane, gets double teamed, loses the handle. Turnover Jaguars. McSwain with the basketball. Gets it to Tarver. Back to McSwain, back to Tarver. She thinks about it. Goes cross court. Vic drives in the lane, picks up the dribble. McSwain for the 3, does not fall. Drynan fights for the rebound, but Brianna comes away with another one. Asia up the court quickly. Into Sydney. Sydney with the turnaround, short. Vic now crosses midcourt. Under 5 to go in the ball game. Into Dryden. Dryden with the turnaround and score the basket for Aaron Dryden. She's got 12. Brianna, free throw line. She'll go left all the time. This time throws it up right-handed though. Nice shot there, 2 for Tarver. 9 points for Tarver, and it's a 12-point Bobcat lead. And we've got 4 to go, and Coach Green wants a timeout. 4:02 to go in the ball game. Bobcats lead 58-46. Jaguars will inbound. 4:02 to go in the ball game, and they're down 12. Kiera with the basketball now. Back out to Asia. Asia was going to think about the 3, and going to have a foul there on the Bobcats. Third foul on Cleveland. 4th team foul. Jags inbound. New shot clock. Kiera from about 12 feet cannot get it to fall. Brianna fights for that rebound, puts it back up and in. Jags within 10. Tarver with the basketball, gets it to McSwain. Cleveland for the 3, no good. Sydney pulls down that rebound, gets it to Asia. Down quickly to Brianna. Brianna turnaround, cannot get it to fall.
Well, the Jaguars had a good shot selection there with Brianna open under the basket. It just didn't go in, and that's just an unfortunate break.
And now the Bobcats want a timeout. 3:04 to go. 58-48, Bobcats by 10. Bobcat basketball. Tarver. Bobcats might want to burn a little time at this point. 10 on the shot clock. Going to be an offensive foul on Tarver.
Well, that's good defense.
Yeah.
Tarver had nowhere to go. All she could do is run the clock down as much as possible.
Right. Kiera with the basketball now. Goes inside off of Sydney's hands, and they say Bobcat basketball. Vic gets it to Tarver, back to it. Ten on the shot clock. They burn some time. That's going to be a foul on the Jags.
And another bad foul there as the shot clock was winding down, and now that's still not enough to put the Bobcats at the line, and the Bobcats can reset and take more time off the clock. The Jaguars have had now 3 of those fouls like that in the final few minutes here that have really hurt.
Now we're going to have a foul on Tarver. That's her 3rd. And the Jags get the basketball back down 10 with just a little over 2 minutes to go. And driving down the lane, Asia Harrison with her 22nd point.
Talk about a brilliant game for a brilliant young freshman.
Tarver with the basketball, gets it over to Vic. Back to Tarver as they burn some clock. It's Cleveland top of the key. Ball's taken away. Cameron with the basketball, tries to lay it up and does.
And transition points are huge as they hardly take any time off the clock, and the Jaguars can cut into the deficit, and they need a stop here.
Turnover stays with the Bobcats. Yeah, like my mind's not on the Bulldogs.
Thinking of Georgia.
Yeah, so mine's not on the Bulldogs.
And the big game coming up in a couple hours.
Timeout.
Just down I-20.
1:14 to go. Bobcats up 6. All right, 1:14 to go in the ball game. Jags down 6. Bobcats with the basketball. Jags may be in that fouling position. Let's find out what Coach Green wants to do. Carter with basketball. Asia sticking to her. Drive down the lane. Tarver takes the shot, and that's a hard one to get back. Now we've got a whistle. I'm not sure why. The officials over talking to the scoring table. They don't know why we did that.
Nevertheless, it's Jaguars ball under a minute to go and trying to make it a 2-score game. I'd say it's hurry up time.
Yeah. That kind of brought everything to a grinding halt. All right, Jags basketball. Here we go. Kiera crosses midcourt. They get it to Asia. Asia double teamed inside to Sydney. Sydney's fouled. Foul's going to be on Drinan. That's actually Drinan's first foul. Sydney Graydon will go to the line for the Jags. makes the first.
And a small thing that could play to the Jaguars' advantage here is if they can get something going in the final seconds. They have 2 timeouts left. The Bobcats have used all theirs.
McSwain back in for the Bobcats. Get it to a 2-possession game here. And she does.
So if the Bobcats find themselves in a little bit of trouble, they won't be able to talk about it in the same way.
Jalen Outman back in the game for the Jags. All right, 49 seconds to go. Jags within 6. Applying the pressure. Ball stolen away, but Bobcats retain possession. Vick is fouled.
And now if you're the Jaguars, assuming the Bobcats make their free throws, you might want to start trying to get the 3s to chip away as much as possible.
Yeah.
Because if you get 2s and they're making their free throws, you're not going to get any closer.
Harper Vick goes to the line with important free throws. And makes the first. Trinan checks back in. And makes the second. And now Coach Green wants the timeout. 43 seconds to go. Jags down 8.
Let's hustle with the in-game, mid-game transition so we can go through that.
All right, 43 seconds to go in the ball game. Jags down 8. They got the basketball. Cameron's going to inbound. And she gets it to Kiera. Not a lot of time for the Jags. Kiera drives, shoots, and scores. And a whistle.
Well, the good news by the Jaguars, they've shown that they've been able to score quickly with the transition and right off the inbound there as well. So they're showing that with fighting hard, they're not wasting any time on offense. They want to score and score fast.
You got a lot of whistles going on. All right, Bobcat basketball. Jags may want to foul here.
Plenty of time to go for the steal first, however.
Get it in bounds. Out of bounds, stays with the Bobcats.
And a good effort there as well. Putting the pressure on the Bobcats, and they'll have more pressure getting it inbound here with the good full court defense by the Jaguars.
All right, Bobcats basketball. They will inbound. They get it in. And it's going to be a foul on Cameron.
She got the ball, a piece of the ball to get it out of bounds. Again, just like last time. Unfortunately, this time she reached in a little bit too much from behind. And that's why they called the foul on it.
Cameron fouls out of the ball game. And Olivia Swanston will come back in, and Aaron Trinan will.
We look at the foul trouble situation for the Jaguars. Cameron Wilson and Asia Harrison each with, or H.J. Harrison has 4, and Cameron Wilson has 3, and that's going to loom large with the Jaguars needing to continue to foul to stay in this game.
First free throw is good.
The Bobcats have 3 players with 3 fouls in this one.
And makes them both.
And Asia Harrison has 22 points, and she's got to be really careful with 4 fouls because they'll need her to keep scoring here.
And Jaguar timeout. 34 seconds to go. Jag still down 8. Jags will inbound. Jalen gets it to Asia. Asia wants to shoot the 3. And that's partially blocked, and Drynan gets the basketball, and Vic gets it back, stolen away by Olivia. Olivia works it back out for 3. That's short. Olivia tries to save it, cannot.
Jaguars, though, had the right idea, just unfortunately, just the shot was off.
Sydney Cleveland back in for the Bobcats.
It was the right idea to get it outside to attempt the 3.
And Asia commits that foul. And that's it for Asia.
But what an outstanding game she played today, though. And a lot more to come in her young career.
22 points for Asia on the afternoon. And the first free throw is good. And the second one is good. Mallory with the basketball. The Bobcats do not want to foul. He blocked that shot from Vic. Another shot from Howard almost falls. And that's going to do it. That's going to be your ball game. Final score, the Bobcats 66 and the Jags 56. Jags fall to 1-4 on the year. It's their first conference loss. And the Bobcats go to 2-5 on the year. They are now 1-1 in the Peach Belt Conference. Bobcats were 22 of 52 from the field for 42%. Jags 20 of 55 for 36%. Bobcats 4 of 14 shooting 3, 28%. Jags 6 of 21 shooting 3 for 28%. Bobcats 82% from the line. Jags were 77% from the line. As far as scoring is concerned, Jasmine McSwain led the Bobcats with 14. Shea Tarver had 13. Aaron Drynan with 12. Harper Vick with 10. Sadie Cleveland had 6. Dale Attaway with 5. Sydney Cleveland with 5. Keona Wellesley had a point. Asia Harrison 22 for the Jags. Kiera Howard and Brianna Middleton each had 12. Sydney Graydon with 4. Cameron Wilson with 2. Kaylin Jackson with 2. Jalen Outman with 2. Again, Jaguars are not back home at Christenberry for the rest of the month. On the 5th, they will be at Queens. On the 17th, at Young Harrison. On the 19th, at North Georgia. The men are coming up next here at Christenberry Fieldhouse.